Today I want to talk about something incredibly important, something that could genuinely save lives. We're going to break down the subtle symptoms and early warning signs of colon cancer that many people overlook or dismiss. Colon cancer is one of the most devastating cancers for a very specific reason. On one hand, it is one of the most preventable cancers if it's detected early. But on the other hand, once it's discovered at a later stage, it becomes extremely difficult to treat and can be deadly. And here's why this conversation matters now more than ever. Colon cancer is no longer a disease that affects only older adults. Rates of colon cancer are rising rapidly, especially among younger people. In fact, over the past few decades, the number of cases in people under the age of 55 has nearly doubled. Even more concerning, according to the National Cancer Institute, colon cancer has now become the leading cause of cancer-related death in people between the ages of 20 and 49. To put this into perspective, when colon cancer is caught early, while it's still localized, the 5-year survival rate is about 91%. But once it spreads beyond the colon and metastasizes to other organs, that survival rate drops to around 13%. That difference is enormous, which is why recognizing early symptoms and getting screened before symptoms even appear can literally mean the difference between life and death. So if you find this video helpful, please share it with your family and friends. Early detection saves lives, and young people in particular need to be informed. What is colon cancer? Before we dive into the symptoms, let's briefly explain what colon cancer actually is. Colon cancer, also known as colorectal cancer, develops in the large intestine, which plays a major role in absorbing water and forming stool. In most cases, colon cancer doesn't start as cancer at all. It usually begins as a benign, non-cancerous growth called a polyp. Over time, some of these polyps can slowly transform into cancer. The good news is that when these polyps are detected early, often during routine screening, they can be removed immediately, stopping cancer before it even starts. That's why colon cancer is one of the few cancers where screening and treatment can happen at the same time. 1. Changes in bowel habits. One of the earliest and most common warning signs of colon cancer is a persistent change in bowel habits. This may include new or worsening constipation, chronic diarrhea, loose stools, or alternating periods of diarrhea and constipation. It's important to be clear here. Having constipation or diarrhea for a few days or even a week is very common and usually not a cause for concern. However, if a noticeable change in your bowel habits lasts longer than a few weeks, it needs to be evaluated. The reason this happens is simple. The colon is responsible for absorbing water and shaping stool. When a tumor disrupts its function, it can interfere with how stool moves through the intestine. Diarrhea may occur when a tumor irritates the lining of the colon, increasing fluid secretion and speeding up digestion. Constipation can occur when a growth creates a partial blockage, slowing stool movement. If you notice alternating diarrhea and constipation, that can be especially concerning, as it may suggest an intermittent obstruction caused by a growing mass. 2. Unexplained weight loss. Unintentional weight loss is another subtle but serious warning sign. Colon cancer can cause weight loss in two main ways. First, it can interfere with the body's ability to properly absorb nutrients. Second, like many cancers, colon cancer can hijack the body's metabolism. Cancer cells release inflammatory substances that redirect nutrients away from healthy tissues to fuel their own growth. As a result, the body begins breaking down muscle and fat, even if your diet hasn't changed. If you're losing weight without trying, especially over a short period of time, this should always be evaluated, not just for colon cancer, but for other serious conditions as well. 3. Blood in the stool. Blood in the stool, medically known as hematochezia, is one of the hallmark signs of colon cancer. The blood may appear bright red, dark red, or mix directly into the stool. Now, it's important to note that colon cancer is not the most common cause of rectal bleeding. Hemorrhoids are a very frequent cause, and conditions like diverticulosis can also lead to bleeding. Any visible blood, whether on the stool, in the toilet, or on toilet paper, should be medically evaluated to rule out serious causes, including cancer. 4. Dark or black stools. Another important sign is dark or black stools, which often indicate internal bleeding. When blood travels through the digestive tract, It interacts with digestive enzymes, causing it to turn black, a condition known as melena. While black stools often suggest bleeding from the stomach or upper intestines, they can also originate from the right side of the colon, particularly the ascending colon. That means dark stools should never be ignored and always require further investigation. 5. Iron deficiency anemia. Iron deficiency anemia is another subtle but critical warning sign, especially in men or postmenopausal women. Colon tumors can cause slow, chronic blood loss that may not be visible to the naked eye. Over time, this gradual bleeding depletes the body's iron stores. Iron is essential for producing hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in the blood. When iron levels drop, anemia develops. While iron deficiency is commonly caused by poor dietary intake, heavy menstrual bleeding, or kidney disease, colon cancer must always be ruled out, particularly in men or older adults. 6. A constant feeling of incomplete bowel movements. A persistent sensation that you haven't fully emptied your bowels, known medically as tenesmus, can be another early sign. This happens when a tumor, especially in the rectum or lower colon, presses against the bowel wall or mimics the sensation of stool being present. Many people mistake this symptom for irritable bowel syndrome, but if it persists for several weeks, it needs further evaluation. 7. Persistent bloating and excessive gas. Chronic bloating or excessive gas that doesn't improve can also be a warning sign. Tumors can partially block the colon, trapping gas and causing abdominal discomfort. They can also disrupt normal digestion and alter the balance of gut bacteria, leading to increased fermentation and gas production. If bloating persists without dietary changes or lasts longer than a few weeks, it's a red flag. The most common early sign: no symptoms at all. Perhaps the most important and most dangerous fact about colon cancer is that early-stage disease often causes no symptoms. By the time symptoms appear, the cancer may already be advanced. This is why screening is absolutely critical. Colon cancer screening. What you need to know. In the United States, people at average risk should begin screening at age 45. Screening options include colonoscopy, the gold standard for detection and prevention. A flexible camera examines the entire colon, and any polyps can be removed immediately. Stool-based tests. These tests detect blood or DNA changes in stool samples collected at home. The best test is the one you actually get done. Who needs earlier screening? You may need screening earlier if you have inflammatory bowel disease, you have a family history of colon cancer, a close relative was diagnosed at a young age. In these cases, screening often starts at age 40 or 10 years, before the age at which your relative was diagnosed. Final thoughts. While understanding symptoms is important, prevention and early detection matter even more. Colon cancer is highly treatable when found early, but devastating when discovered late. I'll be making another video soon discussing why colon cancer rates are rising in young people and what steps you can take to reduce your risk. If this video helped you, please subscribe and share it. You might save someone's life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.